What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. This one we're going to be doing a video talking about, since of course All Out War is something that we've all kind of complained about, just how it was done in the TV series version. I'm going to do a video talking about really just kind of giving the writers and the people that work on The Walking Dead really some tips and tricks that they could have used to make All Out War epic in the television series version, to make All Out War a very, very exciting storyline, and maybe even the best storyline in the Walking Dead series so far. I want to give my thoughts on how I think All Out War should have been done. Okay, guys, so this is going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, of course. This one we're going to be discussing All Out War. I want to definitely talk about All Out War because over this break, I've really heard still, even after a couple years of, All Out War has, gone by, I've still heard comments about people saying, I didn't like All Out War, I wish it was better, I wish, All Out War Season 8 was done better, the war was so much better in the comics, and I agree. Now, this video is going to be talking about how to improve it, but I'm going to be honest, I'm also going to save a lot of this for my Walking Dead Season 7 rewrite, because the one giveaway I did give in the Let's Chit Chat video is that the first half of Season 7, in the way I do it, is that the first half of Season 7 is going to be considered the March to War storyline, and then the second half of Season 7 would be the All Out War storyline, Part 1 and 2, both in the second half of Season 7. And yes, therefore, you would start the new beginning in Season 8. So, yeah, but that is going to be coming in my, rewrite of Season 7. This video, I want to just talk about, let's just talk about how we can make All Out War better. How the All Out War storyline could have been improved and how it could have been done. Now, let's get straight into it. So, basically, All Out War, the biggest thing about this, and I'm sure the biggest mistake we got to mention, is that it was 16 episodes and some. Because there was the 16 episodes of Season 8, and then there were also the last couple episodes of Season 7 were kind of All Out War. Like the Season 7 finale, I kind of look at as the first All Out War episode, the first episode where things really kick off. But there were a lot of kind of like skirmishes, getting ready for battle in the second half of Season 7 as well. But that's kind of the march to war anyway. But either way, the Season 7 finale I still look at as kind of the kickoff to All Out War. And then Season 8 Episode 1, Mercy, is kind of the continuation of that. So I guess you can look at All Out War as like 17 episodes in the TV series version. Now, hang on a second. You look at 17 episodes of All Out War in the television series version, and then in the Walking Dead comic book series, they had All Out War Part 1 and All Out War Part 2. Those were two different trade paperbacks. And in the TV series version, you had 17 episodes, and if you put All Out War Part 1 from the comics and All Out War Part 2 in the TV series version, that is, in the comics, that was 12 issues. In the TV show, they did 17 parts of All Out War, if you really think about it, with the 16 parts of All Out War, the 16 episodes in Season 8, and that one other episode in Season 7 of The Walking Dead. That's 16 parts of All Out War in the TV series version, and 12 parts of All Out War, 12 issues of All Out War, in the Walking Dead comic book series. They did. Do you realize, just looking at those numbers, 12 parts in the comics of All Out War, 17 parts in the TV show of All Out War. Do you realize how much filler that is? Because you're telling me that, like, it's already hard enough for them to take one single issue and just have events of one single issue take part in one episode. Usually in, like, an episode of Walking Dead, normally you would have, at least 2-3 single issues taking place in just one episode. It usually is the norm. But they literally had they had some episodes that didn't even include any parts of the Walking Dead comic book series All Out War storyline. Because they literally had 17 parts. You're telling me that they didn't even do an entire single issue sometimes in one episode? That's insane. That is insane. And honestly, that's enough for me right there to say All Out War needed to be fixed. So, honestly, what would be better, in my opinion, is if you had 8 episodes. You had an 8-episode All Out War storyline in the TV series. 8 parts, I guess, of All Out War. And you would have 12 parts from the comics of All Out War to, translate. So, basically, if anything, All Out War would be more faster paced in the television series version. And you would not have all this filler. Now, here's the things that would make All Out War better. scrap the Carl death, because that's ridiculous. Honestly, that's the first thing I gotta say. Scrap the Carl death. It's not necessary. It did not need to happen at all anyway. Scrap that. And the other thing is about All Out War as well is the Junkyard people and Oceanside. Both of those things, they weren't even necessary to the story as it is anyway. And you guys will see in my rewrite of Season 7 that I'm just going to be honest, I'm not going to say whether or not the Junkyard or Oceanside are in the rewrite in my version, but all I'm saying, for All Out War's sake, Oceanside and the Junkyard took a huge step, just way too much focus time with those locations. No one likes the Junkyard people. I don't think I've seen a single fan that says I like the Junkyard group. And I don't even think I've seen a single fan that says I like Oceanside in the group of Oceanside either. People do not care about those two locations. And they're both additional locations in the TV series version, if you think about it. Oceanside was kind of in the comics, but not in the way it was in the TV series version, you know? They definitely needed to cut out both of those things. And yes, I would do All Out War in 8 episodes, and I will explain in my rewrite of Season 7 how those episodes would specifically be executed and what would be in each episode. But I would have the storyline from, and this is one other giveaway I'll give from my Season 7 rewrite, I would have the first 4 episodes, I would have Season 7 Episode 9 to Season 7 Episode 12 be the content of Volume 20 of the Walking Dead Comics All Out War Part 1. Then I would have the content of episode from All Out War Part 2 take place in Season 7 Episode 13 to Season 7 Episode 16, and you would end the war by Season 7 Episode 16. And Season 8 would be the new beginning. Honestly, that's one thing you need to do. Now, the other thing about this as well is characters doing reckless decisions. Now, listen, you can have characters doing decisions that maybe aren't right for the group. I'm fine with that. It adds a little bit of realism that not everybody's a darn superhero and does everything perfect, you know? But there's too much of it. Tara trying to kill Dwight in the woods. Daryl driving the truck through the sanctuary. Eugene being an idiot at the sanctuary. It's all stuff that we don't need. It's stuff that they did to space out the All Out War storyline. And listen, I don't know if maybe the reason why they did All Out War for an entire season is because they didn't have the budget to fix up all the communities and do the big time skip in in the middle of Season 8, so they had to push All Out War through the whole season. But honestly, they should have tried, because honestly, they should have tried the time skip anyway, midway through Season 8, if anything. But in my version, I think you should have done Season 7, March to War first half, and All Out War in the second half of Season 7. I just think that would be something the fans would like better. So, now, the other thing about this as well, Morales. Listen, I'm just gonna be honest, I think the whole Morales thing, it's another waste of time. I know fans wanted to see Morales return. I know it's closure, I know it's a big deal, but at the same time, you could do without it. Yeah, couldn't you? Like, I feel like that's another thing they did just to space out the time. Now, like I said, in my rewrite of Season 7, I'm gonna go into the things that I think they needed to keep, things that are beneficial to the story, and I'm gonna be doing All Out War in an 8-episode part instead of 16 episodes, because I just don't think that that's absolutely necessary. So, to recap for the end of this video, I think characters doing dumb decisions, there's too much of that. Junkyard, Oceanside, cut that crap out. Honestly, 8 episodes is perfectly fine, and you also should have done a lot more blood and gore, I feel like, because I feel like the violence in All Out War was very tame, and I feel like that's another thing that really offended people, is that in the comics, it was so brutal and crazy, and just mind-blowing in the comics, like, wasn't it? And in the TV show, it just wasn't. Like, I don't know. I feel like they really should have done, and I really wish we could have seen Angela Kang take over in the All Out War storyline, because I feel like she did the Whisper War so good that I feel like, and she is doing the Whisper War so good, because I feel like it's kind of still going on. But honestly, Angela Kang doing All Out War, I wish we could have seen how that would have worked out, because I feel like she would have really impressed a lot of people. So, anyway, I want to hear your opinions about this in the comment section below. The rewrite of The Walking Dead Season 7 is going to be coming up in this, in the next following month, this July. We're going to be doing 2 parts, doing the rewrite of the first half of Season 7, March to War, and doing the rewrite of the second half of Season 7, which I would have be the replacement version of the All Out War storyline from the comics. So, anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new here, guys, click that subscribe button so you can send my Walking Dead videos. Follow Dennis the Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys, and of course, I'll see you guys really soon for another Walking Dead video. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Anybody out there?